Hello, I'm very excited to announce the release of my new book, Introduction to GIS Programming, a practical Python guide to open source geospatial tools. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to get the book and also how to run the code examples using just a browser, or you can also use Docker on your local computer. So the book website is gspro.gshub.org. The link is also in the video description below, and everything, all the source codes, code examples are open source, so you can get that from the website, or you can also get it from GitHub. And if you want to purchase a PDF, you can check it on LinkPub. So if you go to the homepage here, you can click the link. So right now we have the English version and also Chinese, Spanish, and there will be also Japanese and also French editions coming sometime next week. We also have the hard copy. You can check it on Amazon. So if you want, I would recommend you, if you can't, purchase the English version, and you can get it from LinkPub here. So the minimum price is $25, and the rest of this is $29.99. So if you want to pay the minimum price, you can just slide to the left, and then you can pay the minimum price. Like I said, you don't have to purchase the book. You can just get the code examples. You can just adapt those to your projects. But if you want to support my work, you can get a copy. So this PDF is 553 pages. So far has already sold 326 copies. So thank you very much for your support if you already purchased the book. And so this is the English version, and also there's a Chinese version here. And if you click the link, it should take you to the page. So the same thing, like I said, you can change the price to the minimum price, and also the Spanish version. And this is already the best-selling book on LinkPub for the new releases. So if you go to the homepage, I think it's here under the top books. It's the best-selling book right now on LinkPub, even just the PDF version. Also, the color print version is available on Amazon. So this was just became available, I think, just 2 days ago on the last Friday, and it's already the top best-selling book in GIS, remote sensing, and also 11th in the computer program languages. So it should be available in US, UK, Europe, and some other countries. So whatever Amazon website you're using, you just search the book title, you should be able to find it. If it is not available, it might be coming in the next week or two. I'm not sure how Amazon rolled it out to the global Amazon websites, but check it out later. And so for the print version, it will be only English only, but if you really want to get the print version for your language, let me know. I might be able to actually create it on Amazon, but it's a lot of time, and it also takes time to approve, so it's not immediate. But the PDF version, you can get it just from the website, download the copy. So this is how you can get the book. And you can see the table contents. So you can also go to the website. You can click upper right corner here. There's a link to take you to the GitHub repository. So from here, you can try to get the table contents for different languages, for the English, Chinese, and Spanish. So if you click the link, it should take you to the URL. And so you can scroll down, you can see the content before you purchase it. You can click more pages to see all the content. But you can also see the table content from the left side here. So the website also have all of this. So you can just click any of the link. Then from here, you should be able to see all the source code. So everything, all the source code within inside the book is open source. But the text and also the images, figures, tables, stuff is in the PDF or in the hard copy. So if you want, you can just get it from the PDF, the website, LinkPub, or Amazon. And you can run the code, for example, here directly from Binder and also colab. So actually, I'm going to show you how to do that. If you go to the home page, at the top here, I have 3 pages here. You can run the source code in Binder, Google Colab, or using Docker on your local computer. So probably the easiest way is to just use Binder. So you can just right click, open in new tab, then it should take you to Binder. It might take a couple seconds. So if it is a new release, sometimes you might need to build the Docker image. It might take a couple minutes. but since I have run that before, so the Docker image is already there, so it should take a couple seconds to open. All right, so it's opening right now, and that's it. So once it's open, then you can yeah, let me zoom in a little bit. So from here you can double click the book directory. So this is where all the notebook examples for the book, and you can just double click and then to open any notebook you like, you want. And so for the binder, I think for all the chapters, it should work for all the chapters except Sedona. So this is a different image because it has a lot of dependencies. It's a very large Docker image, so it may take a while to build. So this one is not included. You will run into errors if you're using binder, but I will show you how to use Docker to run this one. And so you are welcome to try out any of these chapters here. So in total, we have 28 chapters. And 7 chapters for the covering all the software setup, and 7 chapters covering the Python fundamentals. So you can see from here. And if you're already familiar with all the basics, then you can jump directly to the Geospatial chapters. So we have 14 chapters covering a variety of open source packages. And so I think 4 or 5 of those actually are my packages. For example, Hypercourse, LeafMap, MapLibre, and Solara. So basically those are things that I developed, built on top of. So also Whitebox. And maybe let me show you how to run this one, MapLibre. This one has 3D mapping functionalities. It's very powerful. So if you're using binder, you don't need to install anything on your computer. All you need is basically just click run through the notebook, and then you should be able to actually run the source code, create a map, and then you can just interact with the map here, for example. And you can also have the slider layer here. You can turn things on and off, change the opacity, something like that. So let me show you the other one. How about these 3D maps? So you can just 2 lines code, you can create a 3D maps, pretty powerful and easy to use. And once you have this, you can zoom to anywhere around the globe. So for example, I can zoom to New York City here, and depends on internet speed. Sometimes it might take a couple seconds to load up, but it should be pretty fast. So you can see here, you can zoom in, zoom out, see the buildings in 3D. So like I said, you can run any chapters you like. And so for this binder, basically it's built on top of the Docker image. So you can actually create an empty notebook, or you can also create a bash. Bash means just the terminal command, so this command line. So there's only one chapter using the command line, is this one, GIS. So if you double click this one is actually not Python. So if you're using just create a simple Python, you need to use exclamation and then write the command. So it's not very convenient if you are the whole chapter is using command line. So so you can actually create this one using the bash. So that means all these should be just using the command line, the terminal. So, and in that way, you don't have to use exclamation. So I can just run, for example, ls. You'll be able to list all these files. But if you're using a regular Python, then yeah, you can. You might be able to just use. Yeah, it works sometimes. Now I think it's kind of intelligent for some of those system command. But for other non-system command, I'm not sure if it works. Yeah. So you see here, it doesn't work, and you will have to put exclamation at the beginning in order to run the command line. But if you are creating using the base, I mean, click this button, then that one is directly just a command line. So you don't have to type exclamation. So I can gdown info, it should work, and it's very convenient. So you can use this way to run gdown. So everything has been set up properly. You don't have to install anything on your computer, and it's going to be able to execute all the commands. So these are all the Linux command lines. And so for example, now I can just gdown dem.tiv. You will so just run through the entire chapters using this, and you can also create a new code block. So by default, all the new code blocks will be just the command line. So it's not Python. So don't mix Python with command line within here, unless the majority of the source code of the notebook is Python. Then you use the regular create this one. Okay, so this is how we can run the code notebook examples for these books on binder just using a browser. And so next I'm going to show you how to set it up on your local computer. So if you go to the page here and then scroll down to here, or you can also run it in Google Colab. So Google Colab is also similar to binder, but you will need to install the dependencies. So if you click this one, and then it's going to ask you to maybe log into your Google Colab account, you can do that. Or if you don't run the source code, then you will need to sign into your Google account. And so if you look at this here, it's going to basically link, retrieve all the code examples, the notebooks from the repository. So you're going to list all this, and you can just select whatever you like. So for example, I'm going to try out maybe the DuckDB one. So you can click this one, and it will take you to DuckDB. And upper right corner here, you need to actually log into your account. And once you have that, you can start running the notebooks. So DuckDB is actually already included in Google Colab, pre-installed in Google Colab, so you don't have to install it. You can just, I think you can just run this one. I have not tested all the examples on Colab, so you might run into errors. If you did, just let me know. You can open a issue on GitHub. So if you go to the GitHub repository here, if you run into any issues, just create new issues. Or if you have any questions, you can ask the questions which way every way you like. So, and this is the DuckDB. I think DuckDB, and you also need to install leaf map. So you need to uncomment this one. And by the way, so for the book, I have created the package PyGS. So that one includes pretty much all the dependencies that you need for the book. So you don't need to install a lot of dependencies, just install PyGS. It will install pretty much all the dependencies for you. So, and once you install, then you can run this one. Because leaf map is not available, I'm sure you will run into error. So let me comment this one and then just run DuckDB, then it should work. And from here, I can just run DuckDB. Oops. Oh, okay, so this one is not available, so I can maybe just use this, this one. Okay, so now you connect to the DuckDB and you can install the dependencies, and then you can run all the command lines. So it's pretty amazingly fast. Try it out. So this is using Google Colab. And the last way I'm going to show you is to use Docker. So this is the recommended way to run this on a local computer, and so that you don't have to install packages and everything. We guarantee that it will work because I have tested those on my computer. So if you want to use, if you're not familiar with Docker, there's a chapter here, chapter number 7, teach you how to use download Docker, install Docker, and then how to run the code examples using Docker. So if you can just go to the Docker desktop website, so you can Google Docker desktop, and so from here you should be able to just download the Docker desktop for your operating system. And once you have installed the Docker desktop, you should be able to, let me here, it's on my taskbar, and I can just open the, go to dashboard here. Let me move it over. Okay, so this is just what the Docker desktop looks like. I have already have a lot of images and also containers. And so I'm going to show you how to quickly get started. So what you can do is to go to the website here and then go to how to run code examples section. And from here, it depends on which functionality you want to use. For most of the chapters, you can just use this lightweight Docker image. If you need to use, run Apache Sedona for distributed computing, then you use this one. The reason why I have two is this one is kind of a smaller one, compact one. This one is pretty big. You can also click the link here to take you to the Docker Hub where I host these Docker images. So you can see here for the book, this is for the majority of examples. The image is almost 1.4 gigabyte. But for the Apache Sedona, it's actually almost 3 gigabytes. So it might take a while for you to download the Docker image to your computer, but just be patient. So once you have decided if you want to try out the Docker, then what you can do is to, let me show you here. So go to any project directory on your local computer and just right click or just open terminal from here. Then what you need to do is just copy the command line. So you need to basically pull the Docker. So this is kind of similar to git command, but it's using Docker. So I'm going to pull the Docker image, and then I have already did it earlier, so it's you don't need to wait. But if it's the first time, you might need to wait for a couple minutes, and then I can just run the second one here. So what this command line is doing is to basically run this Docker image as a container, and also expose the port number 8888. So that's basically the Jupyter Lab port number, and then we are going to run it interactively. Again, all you can check out all the explanations in the PDF and also in the hard copy of the book. And once it's done, you should be able to see the URL here. So what you want to do is to click this one and open this one in your browser. So and this is exactly what you see earlier using Binder. So Binder actually is also built using the Docker image. So it's the same, but this one you have full control. You can also use files on your local computer. So, and let me zoom in a little bit here. So you're gonna have two directories. One is the book. So this is embedded in the Docker container. So it comes with the Docker image, and the workspace here is where you started the terminal. So for example, earlier I started in the terminal in my downloads directory. So if you create any file, it basically allows you to access your file on your local computer. So if for example, if I create any files here, it will show up on here as well. And similarly, it's basically bi-directional. So I can also create a file here, and it's a notebook, and you can just save here. You'll be able to find this one also from your file. So this allows you to actually exchange files from the Docker container and also your local computer. But if you just want to try the notebook examples, you don't really need that. So you can just run the notebook example. So similarly here, I can click this, and then I can try out the map library, and I can just execute it. So this should be much faster because it's using your computer hardware. For Binder, it's shared resources, so it might be a little bit slow, but I can run this one, and you see here I have pretty fast, so it's very quick. And I can save it. Similarly, I can run the gdown command, so everything should work just fine. So you will need to download the data depending on your internet speed. It might take a couple minutes, and so this is how you can run the Docker container, Docker image on your local computer. And if you run into any errors when you started this running this Docker command, then you might need to go into your Docker desktop, and I think it's under the settings, resources. So you might need to specify the setting here. So you might need to basically, I think, share the file sharing. So from here, you might need to specify where you want to basically share the folder with Docker container. It means you don't have the permission. So what you need to do is basically depends on where you are. So for example, right now I'm under my user directory, the downloads. So by default, for example, it has this home being shared. So if it is nothing here, then you want to click this browse and then navigate to your computer, and then you select whatever directory, or you can select a top directory and then just click OK. And from here, just click this plus icon. Then it will share this one, and then you click apply and restart. Then you can type in the command line again, then it should work. So this is just some of the permission issues that you need to set once you start it up. And so similarly, I now can run this. You see it's amazingly fast because you are running your own hardware on your local computer. So this is how you can use Docker to run most of the examples except Apache Sedona. So this one you will need a different Docker image. So I'm going to just Control-C to stop here. Okay, you may need to press a couple times. Okay, and then I can clear all the outputs. So I'm going to try the second one. So similarly, you can run this command line, and then so for me, I'm going to copy all of those, and then again go to my download directory, and you go to run it. So this one is a much larger Docker image. Like I said, it might depend on your operating system. So you need a lot more resources. So what you want to do is to open the Docker desktop dashboard here, and then go to advanced. So you might want to adjust the settings in here. So depends on the memory and also the CPU that you have for a computer. So in general, you want to increase the memory to a little bit larger. I think by default, it may be 4 GB. I forgot the exact number. So you can increase to 8, or if you have a larger RAM, increase to a little bit larger. So I set, for example, 18 GB. So in that way, it doesn't run out of memory because Apache Sedona is very computational intensive, so you will need a lot more resources. So again, looks like it's successful, and you will need to click the link somewhere here. Oops, it's not very clear. Do I have two? Let me close off this. Oops, I think I might have. Let me do this. Okay. Let me start again. So I'm going to go to my download directory. Make sure that I don't have two of those running. Okay. So from here, open the terminal and then paste it. And you should see the link, basically just a HTTP URL. So it's going to basically launch the Docker on your computer, and then it's going to spin up the server. So what you will need to do is look up for this one, HTTP 127.0.0.1 and then 8888 let. So just press Control on your keyboard and then open it up. And so now you should be able to run Apache Sedona. So go to Geospatial, and then from here, double click this one, Sedona. And like I said, you should, it's work, you see, no errors. And then I can start creating the Sedona Spark section. So you're going to do is basically create the distributed cluster. And so you're going to super fast. Again, this is really depends on hardware. If you're running on a not so good computer, it might be very slow, or you might run out of memory. So what you need to see is look at this one. So if this is successful, then means you're good to go. Otherwise, you might need to change the resources to increase the RAM so that to be able to run. And I can try out to try downloading the sample data. And after that, let's try out this one. So if it works, then we are good to go. So you see, it works nicely. Okay, so this is all I want to show you. Like I said, there are different ways you can run the code examples. You learn by the Google Colab or using Docker, but the book also provides instruction to install those on your computer using Conda or using pip or using UV. So it's up to you if you want to set it up on a local computer. It's also doable, but especially for Apache Sedona, there are local dependencies, so it's actually pretty tricky to install it. So I recommend that if you can, using Docker, and Docker is an excellent tool for running software development, so highly recommend. But again, all the information will be in the notebook. So I hope you find it useful, and if you want to support my work, you can purchase a PDF, or you can purchase a hard copy from Amazon. And if you run into any issues, feel free to open the issue on GitHub or ask questions on the discussions, and I'm looking forward to your feedback. If you have any feedback to share, I also appreciate if you can leave a review on Amazon. This is just released 2 days ago, so right now there's no people, probably I know people have got the book yet, but I do receive a what's they call, also copy, approved copy from Amazon. So it's a pretty big book, and this one has the watermark here, not for resale because it's just a approved copy, but you can certainly see it's a huge book. So let me see if I can turn on the bigger one camera. Yeah, so you can see from here, this is basically what the book looked like. 553 pages, and it covers all the content. So it's a color copy, so you can go through the notebooks and follow through with all the context and also all the images, everything there. So I hope you enjoyed the book and learned something new from it, and I'm looking forward to your feedback. Okay, so that's all I want to share. Thank you very much for your attention. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.